So, welcome back to British Business with Matt Holland. This is episode 36, and we've got Tom, Road King McElvenny, here again. This episode's about India, AI, and offshoring.
Interesting topics.
So, utilising global talent rather than just UK talent. So, quite an interesting one. And it's focused around the fact that I've been in India for 10 days, which was an interesting trip, so we'll get into that, definitely. Have you ever been anywhere long haul?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. Nothing long haul. Or maybe a family holiday one as a kid, but from
Been
what
to
you
Australia or the US or anything like that?
should get myself out there.
Not been to the US?
No, only as a kid. Only as a kid doing the trip there, I imagine. But
Yeah, for Disney.
Disney, yeah.
Morgan's very well travelled. You've just taken your daughter to
Bali, to Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How old's your daughter, Morgan?
She's 9.
Brilliant.
She's 9, 9. And we went backpacking, and I thought the best lesson to learn would be how to carry everything on your back. So in her little diary she wrote afterwards, she literally, one of the first lines was, "It was a big expensive plane and my bag was very heavy."
Oh,
Bless her.
But it's amazing to see the difference, because before we left, she was nervous about things like either heights or slightly scarier things.
Yeah,
and we get back, and straight away she's roller skating, she's doing the monkey bars, and you can just tell that standing with no seatbelt out the back of a Jeep going through a river is enough to put a relative perspective that roller skating is not an issue.
good point.
Yeah. Yeah, well, overcoming fears and doing stuff outside of the the comfort zone is obviously a good thing, definitely. I've just noticed we're both in branded black t-shirts. So you're on Avenue 85 and I'm on corporate William Swindles Limited.
Yeah. I've not got my William Swindles Limited merch yet, so I'll have to...
Maybe one day when we acquire you.
As long as the offer's big enough, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, well, I think if we were to acquire, I'd make sure I'd lock you down so you have to work.
I have to work there
So
for
you can't go in.
an earn out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God.
We'd lock you in for 20 years.
Oh, yeah, no way. Yeah.
Enslaved Tom. Oh dear. Just basically tether you to a spreadsheet and make sure you do your ordering.
Yeah, look at these numbers and do the order.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. What was your something me, Amy, and the kids do is we always ask each other what was our peak and pit of the trip. So peak is like the best bit of your trip, the moment that you enjoyed the most, Morgan. Mm-hmm. And then your pit is the bit that was just a bit of a nightmare or not what you expected. So what was your peak and pit of your trip to Bali?
Oh, good question. Peak was probably getting to the top of Mount Batur. It's a big volcano in the centre of Bali.
Right, okay. Is it an active volcano?
It's
dormant.
You know what? Yeah, it's dormant. It's when we got to the top, there was a lot of hot steam, and so you could.
Yeah. I think that's still classified as active. Actually, I think dormant's when it's not producing any heat or vapor.
There's definitely a lot of activity in Indonesia. We didn't see any lava, but very recently there has been kind of eruptions.
Right. Yeah. So it's an active volcano then.
Yeah. In terms of the pit, I would say probably just generally hair brushing.
Having to brush your daughter's hair.
Yes, but the thing is, I had completely underestimated the fact that I was a bit of a man and didn't pack any conditioner. Terrible mistake.
Right.
And 2, Indonesia's got the worst quality water for hair, and so
is it very acidic, or maybe our hair just reacts negatively to the pH level, perhaps?
Yeah, I don't know. My hair was fine, but I feel like it's definitely a long hair thing, and so I didn't really anticipate it until we were 3 weeks in, and I got back and Mum was like, "Yeah, no, this is terrible," and so I should have really been applying hair masks, all these sorts of things that it's just not a top of a dad's priority list. It's usually how can we do the most dangerous thing, as opposed to how can we find.
Yeah, so peak was a trip up a volcano, an active volcano,
nice and dangerous,
and the pit was hair management for your daughter.
Yeah, that's
a very blokish thing. That's funny. Well, India is a interesting country. My main observation going there because it was a business trip. So me and Rob went because Rob's got a team of 4 people in Mumbai working for him in the e-commerce team. And then I've got someone in finance in the north in Delhi or near Delhi. So we went out to see them and just understand the country a bit more and understand, I suppose, the talent of the people out there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of them. There's 1.4 billion people in India.
Jesus.
Most populous country on the planet. So obviously from a labour market perspective, it's very interesting. And we'll get our teeth into that a little bit because it's quite a bit of a controversial topic actually, which is quite interesting. But I do get it and we'll talk about it. But British business facts of the week. The UK has over 300,000 offshore service jobs. So UK businesses have got 300,000 people offshored elsewhere in the world.
It's a big number, and I imagine that number's only going to grow as we
continue. ChatGPT has commented on it to say that number is expected to rise as companies scale back domestic hiring and adopt remote first models.
Yeah, I can understand.
To be honest with you, I think it's very sad.
Yeah,
actually, that we're in this situation where we as a business as well, and I have no shame in it at all, and I'll speak openly and candidly about it. Like I'm a very patriotic, passionate person about the UK, but ultimately you don't get any discounts on your VAT or corporation tax bill for hiring UK people. If anything, you get fucked.
You get taxed more for doing it.
You get taxed more in the form of national insurance and other things. So what is the UK government incentivising tech-centric businesses and large corp to hire locally?
Yeah,
they're doing the opposite. They're doing the opposite, and I think government in the UK. And I don't want to just fucking rant about Rachel Reeves and Stam, but it's not just them. It's the Conservatives, Boris, David Cameron. We've not done enough things to incentivise UK businesses to hire British people, UK people that live in the UK, and we've got a talent drift now. We've got we're in this situation where there's probably certain job roles where because we're not hiring young people in the UK, that we're not training and developing the talent and the expertise at a low level. Yeah, we've just got senior level. I mean, accountancy, I know for a fact. I won't comment on who it is, and it's not our accountant, but there's a lot of UK accountancy firms where now what they do is they'll have a relationship manager / qualified accountant, and then underneath that they'll have UK teams, and then they'll have offshore roles. Similar, I suppose, to what we're doing in e-commerce.
Yeah, but you from imagining from a professional services point of view, you think, oh no, it's Mary at the accountants is doing all the trial balances and
it's not small firms. We're talking about KPMG.
Yeah.
We're talking about
they've got big employment abroad.
KPMG's got a huge office out there.
Yeah,
huge office, and there's other firms out there as well, obviously. And we're all used to ringing BT up and speaking to young people there and all the rest of it. And I think British people get a bit frustrated by that, but I mean, big firms now.
Yeah,
big accountancy firms, top 10 UK global accountancy firms. A lot of the actual accountancy, bookkeeping work, all the auditing, it happens over there, and then it gets signed off by UK accountants. Yeah. But you've got that situation where then in accountancy, they're not bringing in young, they're not giving that opportunity. And it's the same, I suppose, in our business. So I've started off straight, quite direct and dark about it, but there is a load of pros as well, in my opinion. But the government, they don't understand that now small business, we're a small business, we employ 25 people in the UK. I mean, your numbers have exploded. You're a lot, 35 now.
Yeah, and they're all UK as well.
Yeah, you're fully UK. But really, there's a lot of tech-savvy businesses, and with remote working and COVID, it accelerated the fact that you can have people work remotely. I mean, would we have done that because of the pandemic? Probably not.
Probably not, I'd imagine. And that's a blessing and a curse in it for maybe for some people in some remote roles. You know, it's great for them. They wanted to work from home, the flexibility to work from home, not have to go into the office. You can work for a company the other side of the country. You can get London wages, but living up north. Whereas now the problem comes where that same company, maybe a big top 10 accounting firm, can go, actually, you know what? We can outsource this to India, Philippines for half the money.
Yeah.
And therefore that job then is at risk.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting period we live in, and I just don't think the the government have done enough to incentivise businesses to hire locally. I mean, what they could choose to do is penalise businesses, but they're not going to do that because of the amount of the scale of it now.
Penalise businesses that offshore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So make it even more expensive for people to offshore.
We've done that with a lot of taxes in terms of recruiting UK people, haven't they?
Yeah.
Up the employers' national insurance and whatnot.
Yeah.
It disincentivises you from even exploring that option.
It's like that classic thing, and again, it's just opinion. But like if rather than taxing more national insurance, we had made it pay to employ British people, UK people, well, then in that scenario, there would have been more people employed. But I mean, maybe the other thing is that the other argument is there's just not the people that want to do the jobs. That's the other side of it, and that I think is a big motivating factor for us. Is that I think finding hard-working people that want to work and want to get stuck in and want to really push and grow themselves, it is challenging finding good people now.
I would agree with that.
They come few and far between, and when you recruit people, you end up recruiting, and I don't mean to be like ageist, but young people, I don't know, and I think every generation always slanders the generation coming through, so I don't want to necessarily sit into that stereotype, and there is some very hard-working young people in the UK, but I do feel for them because they're taught like this thing where you go off to university and you come out of it and, there's graduate programs. Graduate programs are few and far between, and it's hard. It's not easy for them. But then the flip side of it is, do they have the work ethic?
Well, that's where it starts, I believe. You need to have that work ethic, whether you've graduated from university or gone straight to work from college or school. And they need grounding, don't they? And
if your belly is full and you've got a roof over your head and life is pretty comfortable, are you going to be of the mindset that you want to work really hard and you want to chase it and you want to get after it?
Not really. You might make that individual entitled and feel a bit more comfortable in the fact that I don't need to. Yeah. Why should I?
I mean, it comes back to parenting, I suppose, and like the role of a father and a mother is to make sure that obviously a child is sustained and has the opportunity, but it's also to teach that child that you have to work for things in life. And I think in the West particularly, like what I've seen from India is that we have a very comfortable lifestyle there. And I don't care there is people that are less fortunate in the UK, but this whole concept of we have severe, like catastrophic poverty in the UK, it's ludicrous.
When you
compare elsewhere, and I'll get into that in a moment, but in the UK we seem to think that, like, and don't get me wrong, I talk about myself, like single mother, 3 children. Yeah, we come from a farming background, so we were I suppose asset rich, but very cash poor as a family. It was hard. It wasn't easy for us. I had a job when I was 14, paper rounds, then I was cleaning tables at an old people's home. I've always worked. I've always had to. If I wanted money, I've had to go and get it. My mum is an absolute hero of mine, but I don't think we had a particularly easy upbringing. It had its challenges, and I think generally speaking in the UK, most people are quite fortunate, but we don't realise it. We think we've had a hard time.
Yeah. I can see
that's the thing that concerns me, is when you think from a competitiveness and a mindset perspective for just the general population in the UK, we're not hungry enough. We don't want it.
No.
And you go over to India, and I'm not saying India's better, it's very different. And one of the main things is the disparity of wealth there. You have true poverty in India. True poverty, and it's really saddening. And I won't go into details, but anyone that's been over there will know what I'm talking about. You have, like in Mumbai, you've got these glass towers that some of them are offices, some of them are for privately owned individuals, billionaires. They're not living in a flat, a penthouse. They have built a fucking glass tower for themselves. With like 70 floors.
Incredible.
And it's just like, what is that? And so you've got that. And then at the opposite end of it, you've got one of the most populous cities in India, with slums in the centre of it.
Yeah. So
it's a very polarising. It's a very polarising place, and it's a very. But yeah, that you've got like on there's highways through Mumbai, and there's like people driving Bentleys.
Right.
I saw a few Bentleys, and then you've got slums at the side of the road.
Yeah, massive divide between
people
rich and poor.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm not. It's like we're very fortunate to live in the UK, but because we've got it easy, are we weaker as a result?
Probably.
Because I think the middle classes in India and the working class, they're just the population in general. They're hungry. They want it.
Yeah, they want to
And
work.
there's 1.4 billion of them.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you? Like it tells you like, things are going to change over the next 100 years in on the global economic stage. Like they are a developing country, seriously growing.
I know you talk about the divide between rich and poor there as well, but what a huge market to sell into, you know, in terms of the population density that's there. I imagine it's all in these big cities as well. I don't know how rural.
I mean, we basically what
it
me
is.
and Rob did was we spent some time, because we use an offshoring company out there that we work with. I won't name them in case a competitors listening and they decide they want to offshore. So you can go and do your own research, but they're good people to work with, hard-working people, and they basically hire the staff locally, and then they work with us on projects and what have you. But I've just lost my train of thought. But the kind of the thing with India is that they want it. That's the main thing, is they really want it. And then when we were out there, we went to the office and we met the staff, and they're just culturally, obviously, it's very different as well. I think the Hindu people in India and all the religions, but Hinduism in particular, because it's a very religious country, they're very kind and caring, and they want to help you. They're very courteous and respectful. It's a nice place.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you. I felt safer in walking around India than I did in the UK.
Yeah.
That's very intriguing, because I think a lot of people would disagree, or a lot of people would not expect that as a result.
I think you're right there. Their preconception would be, oh God, it's an impoverished country in areas. The people are friendly and helpful. And I've been to other countries, and it's obviously cultural differences. Like you've been to Turkey. Culturally, if you go to a Turkish market, you get fucking harassed.
Absolutely,
you get harassed and they try to sell you shit non-stop. There's a bit of that in India, but it's done in a very respectful way.
Yeah.
And if you say, no, I'm not interested, they go, yeah, no problem. They walk away.
And that's the difference, isn't it? It's it's not being overly pushy. And it's also like, it's just respect. I think that whenever I went to Sri Lanka, which is off the edge of India, and I've been to Asia and I've been to South America, and I would say going to Sri Lanka and going to Asia, it just felt like there was just that higher level of respect than places I went in South America. Now,
I think it does come back to religious values, very traditional cultural values, and you hear mixed things on the news about India, obviously, but my experience was that they're very friendly, helpful people, kind. I think there's always a percentage of people that want to take the piss and take advantage of you, and you have to, whenever you're buying everything, you've got to haggle with them because they're trying to rip you off, basically.
Because you're Western.
Or are they trying to be entrepreneurial and get the best price they can?
Maximise the margins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and so it's a fascinating country. Would I go back anytime soon? I've struggled with the jet lag, and I mean the food over there is amazing as well.
Right.
Like Indian breads, like just amazing. The like rotis, tandoori stuff. It's great. But I was ready for beans on toast when I got.
I get to proper English food.
Totally. I mean, we stayed in a very nice hotel. I think it's called the Leela in Mumbai.
Oh, nice.
And I've never stayed in a hotel as nice as that. But it was £90 a night.
That's unbelievable value, isn't it?
Yeah, just like because of the difference in the economies and the value of money and all the rest of it. So, yeah, eye-opening. Yeah, I mean,
so would you recommend? Say other people have got offshore, because we have tried it with one offshore.
Yeah, you used it.
Yeah, it didn't really work out, and that was our doing, really. In the fact of the onboarding process wasn't fantastic. But if we were to take on people in India or Philippines or wherever we choose to offshore, would you recommend getting on that plane, going out and meeting them, understanding the culture?
Yeah. So for me, if you've got a business and you've got any administrative role that is like bookkeeping, like handling data, uploading bits and pieces, and we'll get into that. I've got a bit of a segment on AI in this episode that I want to just touch on, so try and keep it centralized. But I think there's definitely opportunities to offshore, and it's a shame because we could have people in the UK, but the problem is it costs $3,000 a month to employ someone when you add in pensions and national insurance and all the other bullshit in the UK, and then you've got the risk of it as well.
Yes,
because basically you hire someone from April, there's no 2-year rule anymore from a HR perspective, so they get full rights on day one,
right?
Unless they're in a probationary period and there's going to be restrictions around that. It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
The risk that you take in employing someone in the UK. So, having said that, we still have a really good, strong core team, and my view now is that selfishly, I want to have a really strong team, above average mentality. So I won't tolerate average effort and enthusiasm. If you want to work at my business, then you've got to have the right mindset. And if you don't, goodbye. And in the roles where potentially percentage wise, typically you'd see maybe lower effort and output, or like wanting to get stuck in and learn and grow personally, well, we offshore.
Yeah,
because you can. So yeah, a bit of a damning kind of scenario, but we've got to be real about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can't bullshit. So in terms of businesses that could offshore, I think the key thing is making sure that you're well systemized, that you're very well organized, and you're very procedure driven for the administrative roles, because there is a bit of a language barrier. A lot of them speak really good English in, say, India and the Philippines. We've got staff in the Philippines as well. But I think you need to have really good systems in place, and you need to be patient, and you need to invest the time in that person. If you're willing to do those things, then it can work really well, as long as you're doing the basics. And we've discussed it in the past, the basics of managing people and leading people, which you've got to be all over follow-up and holding people to account. But that applies whether they're in the office. It's easier when someone's in the office next to you.
Yes.
So I think it's more challenging to offshore initially, but it's more rewarding long term, because financially your business is stronger and more robust because you're leaving more cash in the business. Unless you're a dick and you're driving a expensive car.
Yeah, because that could easily happen, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, I think you're completely right. We did, like I said, we did try it, but we didn't have the systems for.
I just don't think you were quite ready for it at that moment.
Yeah, we'll get to a point where we are, because
and the other thing is, some people will be listening to this and going, "Matt, you are a scumbag for offshoring." But at the end of the day, Rachel from accounts, she ain't looking after you for supporting UK business.
Nope.
If anything, they fucking penalise you, or you UK people. It's not a good situation. But anyway, and actually, it's not just about cost cutting; it's about quality of people. And I think in certain roles, like ecom, for example, like around the Bangalore region, it's a bit of like over in China, they have regions where they make specific things.
Yeah.
In India, the resource is people, actually.
Yeah.
And they've got specific areas like I think in Mumbai, it's more accounting. Around
financial services type.
Bangalore or Bangalore, which is more central. That's very IT based.
Right.
So we use an Indian web developer over there. His name's Lawrence, great guy. I've flown him over to the UK, actually, really good guy, but very talented. And they have little clusters of areas, so it's a very interesting country. But yeah, what people want to work, and they've got the expertise, and it's sad for the UK. That's the reality of it. India as a country, I mean, Morgan was just saying then he's been to Southeast Asia a little bit. From what I've heard, it's a very different experience, India, because India is much more densely populated. Like Bangladesh obviously used to be East Pakistan. Well, originally when it was the British Empire, it was a part of India. So Pakistan and Bangladesh were a part of India,
right,
when the British had it. And obviously that's segmented off, but Bangladesh is very densely populated. India is very densely populated. Other areas of Southeast Asia, they don't have the same level of population, so it's a little bit culturally different, I would say, from what people have said to me that have been to both countries. Are we all good, Morgan? Yeah. Morgan's just fiddling with the camera.
Fiddling with it, yeah.
He's just doing his checks. Yeah, checking was zoomed in on Tom's happy kind of face.
We're great.
So yeah, me and Rob went out there to meet the team, have a bit of a chat, and also grow in confidence in hiring people out there, because I think it's something that we'll probably always have a very strong team of people in the UK, but it's something that we'll definitely consider for the future. One thing I did notice, though, is that, and this is a big counter to what I've said, the UK, I think we're the business owners that I talk to and the people that want to work and they want to get on in life and do well, I think like we're in the age of AI now and business is changing every day. Things are evolving. I don't think in India, I think they're almost anti-AI.
Interesting point
Really
to make.
interesting.
Yeah.
To the point where, and it made me, I was driving along, I was in a taxi. You basically fucking queue everywhere in Mumbai.
Yeah, the roads. Is it chaos?
To go 5K, you'd be better off walking it. Like,
Oh, good God, right.
But then it's so hot and humid, you want to be in an air-conditioned cab, but it'll take an hour and a half in bad traffic. Fucking nightmare. But yeah, on the highway, big billboard, ChatGPT advertising in Mumbai.
All right, so they're pushing the market out there, probably because the uptake's
Now,
not as
they
big.
will have all the data points, so they will know, like, percentage of... they'll know number of users per capita in relation to total population.
Yeah.
And I suspect in India, it's lower, because why would they be advertising?
Yeah.
So they must be looking at their demographics and going, right, UK, we've got this many active users that have interacted with ChatGPT in the last 30 days against the total population. Same in the US, same in Europe. And then what they're doing is they're being very intelligent and they're going, fucking hell,
Yeah.
Mumbai, you're not. And I think having had the conversations with, say, my team members and just people in general over there and observations you make, they're not utilising and leveraging AI at all, or at least at the levels that I've seen.
What do you think the reason is for that? Do you think they're scared of it, or do you think they're thinking it might take our roles away from us?
One of the big things I think in India at the moment is that there's a massive amount of people there, and they almost have jobs for the sake of having jobs. The public sector is huge in India.
Right.
But interestingly, their debt to GDP ratio is about 55% compared to the UK, which is over 100% now.
Right,
So
yeah.
they're in a much better position. But they also, things are not maybe as shiny as they are in the UK. When we complain about potholes and all the rest of it, like, maybe we should have some more potholes on the road, controversially. Do you know what I mean? Like, we spend money like we don't have, we spend money like it's going out of fashion, councils and governments do in this country, but a lot of it's wastage, but we won't get into that. But to go back to it, I think AI over there, I think it's been underutilized, and I think they're fearful of having people that they haven't got jobs for, which is why they offshored originally anyway, because it was like there wasn't enough industry. So they had human resources there that could be on the phones or replying to tickets and doing bits and pieces or working, and they're now working in e-com and things. So it's just sheer volume of talent over there. They've just got lots of people. But I think there's a lower level of adoption of AI. She's really interesting, and if you're an employee or a business owner in the UK, that's your advantage, is that we're leveraging it faster. Or if you're not, wake the fuck up.
Yeah, get on it now.
You need to be on it, and you need to be thinking about how you can use it in your business. So yeah, fascinating trip. I mean, AI versus humans, that's one of the things that ChatGPT's pumped out. And I think to criticise India, if they don't start to really leverage it and people aren't utilising it on a day-to-day basis, they're going to get left behind. So there could be some economic challenges over there in 10 years' time if they don't seriously look to adopt it and get behind it. So the West is, I think, at a slight advantage at the moment, in a way.
For adopting AI faster.
Yeah, AI adoption, because it's not actually about replacing people.
Yeah.
It's about people becoming more productive because they're augmenting themselves by using AI.
Yes.
And that's what people don't understand. When you speak to people in the UK anywhere, actually, people think that I ask people questions about AI, what do you think about AI? And I know what I think, but the answers and responses I get, I go, you've got no fucking clue.
Yeah, they need to do some research, don't they?
They need to do some research, but they need to educate themselves and utilise it and play with it and almost build a bit of a relationship with it and understand how it works, how it ticks, ask it, what you can use it for. But people think it's to replace, it's to augment and improve efficiency initially. So you'll end up in a scenario whereby one person can do 2 or 3 people's jobs. And that's where there'll be real efficiency gains for UK businesses, because that will be more profitable and efficient than hiring offshore.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, I mean, what you could do, which is probably what we'll do, is we'll train our offshore people to utilise AI in an effective way and upskill them. And then we'll have even more effectiveness at a lower labour cost.
Yeah.
But our key people in the UK and in any business, that for you to remain effective and efficient, you need to be using it. So from a personal development perspective, people that have been ignorant towards AI, they're fucked.
Yeah, they're going to be way left behind, aren't they?
It's going to be two separate classes of employees.
Yeah.
100%. So yeah, that was interesting. I don't think AI adoption is high enough in AI. I don't think they're playing with it enough. And I think it's the fact that I was thinking it, and then when I saw the ChatGPT ad, huge black billboard, ChatGPT, download on Apple or Google Chrome, just very sort of, I was like,
yeah,
they ain't spending that money.
No, there's a reason for that big billboard being there.
Yeah. So AI adoption in India, I suspect, and we'll have to look at numbers. Well, people, if you're listening, just look on your phone and ask ChatGPT what the adoption numbers are like in India, and I bet you it's lower than it is elsewhere, which is why they're doing targeted advertising. So yeah, interesting trip. Food was amazing, culturally different, culture shock. I was absolutely fucking knackered.
Yeah,
because I've never done long haul before.
Yeah.
They lost my bag.
What?
They lost my bag, yeah. But yeah, that was fun.
On the way out or back?
Oh my God, British Airways, all 4 of our flights were delayed.
Yeah.
We had Manchester to Heathrow, Heathrow to Mumbai, all the way down and then all the way back up, all 4 flights delayed. Got into Mumbai, we'd been travelling for like fucking 20 hours, and then she was like, are you Mr. Holland? I was like, yeah. We've lost your bag.
Oh, God.
I was like, to be honest with you, I took a very, I think, in my opinion, stoic kind of attitude towards it. I was just like, oh, well.
Yeah, these things happen. Yeah.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Robert was fucking seething. He was like, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah.
And I was like, it is, but it is what it is.
What can you do? Yeah. How long did it take to recover?
To be fair, it felt like a while, but they got it on the next flight out of Heathrow.
Yeah.
And what had happened was because our flight from Manchester was delayed by fucking 2 hours.
Yeah.
The connection in London was slower, but then the London flight was delayed as well. So I don't know how they didn't get it on the flight, because they got fucking robs on the flight.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's first world problems, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, when you look at it that way, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like worse things can happen. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, India was good, and the whole AI thing is just interesting to me. I think businesses, in this country, we need to make sure we're staying ahead of that curvature. I think, and make sure that we're leveraging it. Because if not, like, from an employee's perspective, if you're not doing it, like, there's a lot of people over there.
Yeah.
And if ChatGPT are doing, I don't know, they'll probably be doing discounts for people to get the paid version to incentivize them to take up market share, to grow the market share there. So, yeah, it's fascinating.
Interesting things, isn't it? And yeah, so you would recommend getting on that flight, getting out there, experiencing India if you've got anyone. Or thinking of having anyone out there.
I think from a business perspective, like traveling and going and exploring a different culture and seeing people, or go and see like things to buy. Like when we went to James Sinclair's business masterclass last week, he was talking about China a little bit and sourcing product. I think me and Sarah are probably going to go out to the Canton Fair.
Yeah. Whereabouts is that? Obviously, it's in China. But whereabouts? What part of China?
Fucking no idea, mate. But it's in China.
Yeah, it's definitely in China. So yeah, that's the next port of call, is it?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a look at it, and I think we'll probably go for a week or something and go in. But I think when we do, a couple of people have said to me, like, when we go, make sure you plan your trip. I think it was James from NutriSeed, actually. James was saying, make sure you plan your trip and have meetings booked in.
Okay.
With the specific products that you want to buy when you're out there. So for us, it'd be a bit like what James was saying about economies of scale, things that like packaging.
Yeah.
Like someone I know said they saved like $100,000 a year on packaging.
Really? By importing it?
From going to China.
Yeah.
And getting containers of packaging delivered over. So when you're a business at scale, I mean, it might alienate some people who are listening, but I think sourcing products and resources and consumables that you use on a regular basis, business owners are fucking lazy.
Yeah.
They are lazy. So we get into the habit of just ordering off Amazon.
Yeah.
But even in the UK, you can, if you need bin bags for your hospitality business, bulk buy them
Yeah.
if you can. You just all
You're always going to need them.
yeah, all these little. I think James Sinclair said that he's obviously got these lots of different businesses, and one of the big things they did was buy a container of bin bags.
Really? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fucking mad, isn't it, when
Yeah.
you think about it? But if you're paying, if you can get them at a quarter of the price,
Yeah.
and you're consuming that many, makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think traveling and going out there and seeing the world, it's definitely illuminating. It's definitely an expansion on your mind, 100%. So yeah, that's, I think, that episode of wrap. We'll just do the Chat GPT question of the week. Would you rather hire one offshore employee or subscribe to 10 AI tools?
Well, having listened to what you did speak about, maybe 10 AI tools, if it's
I think it's going to be a dial that happens over time.
Yeah.
I think what will probably happen in our business is we're going to continue to grow it, and we would, in normal circumstances, hire more offshore people. But I think what's actually going to happen is we're just going to utilise them more effectively with the AI tools.
Yeah.
So to answer the question, I wouldn't necessarily. I think in the short term, I'd hire another offshore person, but in 5 or 10 years' time, I think it'll be about improving the efficiency.
Yeah.
And bolting on the AI, definitely. Yeah, right. Well, we'll leave it there. So that's episode 36. So next week we'll go do a little sneak peek. We're doing we're having a chat with Tom about his growth in his business at the moment, because it's kind of, I would say, exploded.
Yeah, as to be fair, yeah.
TikTok shops popping off. You did,
Yeah.
was it 100 and something thousand in your second or third week with
Yeah. It's just gone off like a rocket.
It's just an explosion,
Yeah.
which is good. So we'll have a bit of a chat about that, and yeah, we'll see you on the next episode, guys.
Thank you.
Cheerio.